Hey everybody, Pierre Marquette 1223 here with an announcement, a very big one. The cosmetic restoration of the Dietz Air Pilot is done, yet there are a couple things we still have to get in order to completely say that this restoration is done to the fullest. Now I'm going to show you the lantern here. It's behind this towel that I've draped over it to help cover up the paint, so I kind of didn't give it away at first. But just for first, I'll tell you off though what we still need to get. We have the globe, which was a hard part, so that's no big deal, and I'm sure you all know that. We have decided pretty late in the game to go ahead and actually get a new burner for the lantern. We thought it'd be the better route to go because a galvanized one would hold up better versus the old burners. And as you know, the fuel cap has been missing for a very long time on this lantern. But we took care of all the cosmetic work over the weekend for this lantern. After we got it all sandblasted, we primed each individual. The lantern was still apart, but we primed each individual piece while it was still apart, so everything was covered up in one full coat of primer. Then we took and painted it in, and then we took and reassembled the lantern and then painted it in the color, because after studying some of my other lanterns, particularly the Little Giant as a model, we found out that a lot of stuff that I thought wasn't supposed to be painted actually ended up getting painted in the Dietz's manufacturing process. So I'm gonna unveil it now. If it's a little bright for you, then just close your eyes because it's bright, bright, bright color. There it is now. The Dietz Air Pilot has been successfully and cosmetically restored to probably even better than what it was when it was bought. Everything has been, this is all spray painted on yellow. There's 2 coats on over here on all of this. 2 full coats of paint, so it should hold up pretty well. Now the only thing with this paint versus the Dietz's paint is because Dietz baked their paint on, which means that it would hold up a lot better to the test of time. Now this paint will probably only survive about half that number, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Well, when this was all sandblasted, I mean, there's a couple spots where you can see where some stuff, like right there where the surface is, but I mean, otherwise everything is, the paint smoothed up a lot of the roughness that was on left from the sandblasting. You can see the red glow looks awesome in that lantern. An amber one would be better, but they rarely come around. Up here, we just took and put the tabs on loosely, and as you can see, the paint really did not stick to it, which is good. When we assembled the lantern too, this thing was all the way down. The glow pushed it up a little bit, so it's kind of got a fine line where the paint would have stopped. If you look up in here, you can, I don't know if you can tell, but there's about a gray line up there too to where the paint stops. And these little spots right here are already where just after a couple times the paint already starts to come off. It's really taking a toll on the lift knob right here. Right there is where all the paint's starting to come off. And right there, but there's a coat of primer underneath that and everything like that, but I'm sure that's bound to happen. We found out though that what I thought, this part I thought it wasn't going to be painted, and it ended up getting painted anyway. So, because we found out that by looking at my Little Giant that this portion was supposed to be painted. So I'll show you the other side here. The top, we painted the underside of the crown separately in order to get that taken care of. But turn it around here. Yeah, like right here, you can clearly see where it's where the lift and this little portion of metal up in here. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing, or if I can find it, but it's right up in these shadows here. You can't see it, but that if you get that lift off just a little bit, it rubs. And if you also notice too, is that this lift was extremely squeaky, and now it does not squeak at all, which is excellent. You can clearly see Bureau of Street Traffic now on the lantern. It doesn't matter what distance you are, you can see it. You can see there is no burner. We decided to, I still got the old one, but it's where it's actually up for sale along with some other parts from previous restorations or semi restorations that we did. Yeah, right there, especially is where the lever's starting to lose its paint already. But what can you do? You really can't do anything like that, because what the baked thing would do, I mean, yeah, we could bake this, but I don't really think it's worth it. I mean, the lantern's not going to get used like it used to back when it was owned by whatever city. I wish they'd mark whatever city owned this. But I'll show you some of the other parts here too. I'll lift this up. Oh yeah. Also took two and we taped off the whole handle, but the handle's still in primer. So it is protected. It's not bare metal, because the sandblasted metal looks kind of awkward. But let me take and get this lift all up so I can show you some of the other parts of this lantern. See, there's the lift. It doesn't squeak at all. I'll take and pull the globe out. Come on. Now look and see right here. You can see that's where the primer, it's still primer right there. We just took some regular spray primer and primed it onto the lantern. Yeah, and then you can see too how much lower it slips down when it's not there. Yeah, you can see the globe tray, like I said, has been painted completely. Both sides, actually. And you look up inside of here. Hang on here. There we go. You look up inside of here. This is all up in here. This is all primer right in here. Still. At the very, very top, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. I'll see if I can aim it right up there. You can see the body, the underbody of the bottom of the crown is painted as well. Like I said, better look at it. Yeah, overall, very good. The bottom was pretty easy to do. Jesus, that handle slamming down too also ruins the paint. The bottom came out really nice. I mean, there's hardly any evidence whatsoever. I mean, there's a couple spots where you can see, like right up in here, where some old paint actually did not come off. But overall, I say this was a pretty successful deal. Now I know, that means I'm really the mechanic part in this thing, and the paint department is my dad. So, yep, my dad is the one who painted this. I'm really thankful that he did. I'm glad that he helped me out in this, because if I were to spray paint it, it would come out horrible. So, I give my credit to him on the work of painting this lantern, and just the help of all the help that he actually does, because I don't think I give him enough credit when it comes to all my lanterns, in terms of buying them, purchasing them, whatever. I mean, yeah, we got this thing cheap, the frame, but I mean, just all the funds, because since I really haven't really had a full job at all, or a real job, I really don't have too much money to fund these things. I mean, of all the lanterns downstairs, I think I probably have only bought like 3 or 4. So, I mean, yeah, I give a lot of thanks to my dad for all he does. So, like I said, I mean, I actually will very soon know we'll be getting a really special lantern. That's from the same guy I got my Pure Marquette from. It's another Pure Marquette. And actually, too, I'm also going to be getting, because this guy has a lot of stuff out of old Pure Marquette locomotives, I'm also going to be getting, I think it's pretty cool, I'm getting the brakeman seat out of Pure Marquette Berkshire class N-2 number 1233. I think I'm getting this seat out of, the brakeman seat out of. So he also has the whistle off of the 1233 and the headlight off the 1233 or 1232. But because he knew somebody that worked on that actually tore apart the engines down at New Buffalo, Michigan when they were stored there. So I think that's pretty neat, and I hope to inherit a lot of his collection, because he's actually sizing it down. He owns a ton of Pure Marquette. But anyway, this is the stuff on my air pilot here. But I will let you know when the stuff for the air pilot and the other stuff from my other lanterns, keep in mind I have other parts coming for other lanterns, will come in. So this is it, but I think that I can call this restoration successful. Had no problems with this one whatsoever. Like the other two, like my Buckeye Dash, I got to solder in some holes from that one because the metal didn't survive. I got to solder in a corrosion hole in the bottom of the square lift, and then the fuel cap will come for that. Burner fuel cap will come for this. But anyway, I mean, like I said, I give my thanks out to my dad for helping me with this restoration, and I'm really happy how it turned out. So this is all I have for the air pilot. It'll probably be featured again one more time, but now I just gotta make room for it on my shelf here pretty soon. Maybe I'll have to sell off a lantern or two. But anyway, this is all I got today, and I'm also considering too, I'm going to announce this too, but it's not final. I'm considering getting rid of every single one of my Dietz lanterns except for all the 39 size ones. That means the Vulcan, the Standard, or the Steel Clad, the Vulcan, those would stay. But I'm thinking, unless there's like some really neat ones, but I'm thinking about possibly selling those and switching off. Maybe collecting Michigan railroads because those are the more valuable ones. But like I said, it's not final. And if it does happen, it's going to be when sales on eBay go up, which is, well, next winter. So that'll give me time to sit around on them and think about it. But like I said, that's not final. It's in the works. But if it does happen, I will surely let you know. And when all these lanterns are going to be up for sale. So if they do go up for sale. But likely the air pilot I might just keep around because of the nice work that got done on it. Because it was a nice little father-son project. So anyway, this is all I got on this lantern here. This is all I got on this lantern for now. It'll probably be about 2 or 3 weeks before we get the Pure Marquette stuff. And eventually, over time, I probably will get some more and more stuff from him. So this is just a little show of the air pilot restoration, which is almost 100% complete. It's probably about 99% complete, I could say. But when it is, it'll be good. It'll be good. So more good news after the really big good news, if any of you haven't heard, which I'm sure you have, that Osama bin Laden was killed yesterday. So anyway, that's all I got on the air pilot, and hope to have the restoration here completed within the next week or two. It's 12:23. Out.